Picture this: a dark, empty highway in the White Mountains of New Hampshire. The year is 1961. Inside their car, a couple named Betty and Barney Hill are driving home from a vacation, tired but content. What happens next would change their lives forever and become the most famous alien abduction story in history. Let me take you into their car that night. The road is quiet. Betty is the first to see it, a bright light in the sky near the moon. At first, she thinks it's just a star. But stars don't move like this. It zigs, it zags, it darts vertically. "Barney, look," she says, pointing. Barney, ever the skeptic, slows the car. He thinks it's just a commercial airliner. Until it isn't. Until that light changes direction and impossibly starts moving toward them. A cold dread fills the car. Barney stops the car completely. They get out, their breath fogging in the cold air, and watch through binoculars. The object is no longer just a light. It's a craft, silent and huge, bigger than 60 feet, Betty would later say, and it seems to be rotating. It's coming closer. Barney's heart hammers against his ribs. He can see it clearly now. It's a wide, silent disc, and in its windows, figures. He can't make out details, but they're there. And then, one of them seems to look right at him. A thought, clear and cold, invades Barney's mind. Stay where you are and keep looking. That's the last thing he remembers. The next thing Betty and Barney know, they're back in their car, driving down the highway. 2 hours have simply vanished. They have no memory of how they got here. They just feel wrong. An uneasy, bone-deep feeling that something terrible happened. When they finally get home, the evidence is waiting for them. Barney's shoes are mysteriously scuffed. Betty's dress is torn at the hem, and both of their watches have stopped. They tell no one. Who would believe them? But the nightmares come. Vivid, terrifying dreams of being taken into the woods by short beings in blue suits. The pressure becomes too much. They seek help. Under hypnosis, their blocked memories begin to surface. A story so strange and consistent it chills the doctors. They remember being taken. Barney recalls a trance-like state, beings communicating with him without speaking, their intentions a mystery. Betty's memories are more detailed. She remembers being on a cold examination table, strange medical tests, and one of the beings showing her a star map, pointing to where they came from. Later, an amateur astronomer would look at her drawing and identify it as the Zeta Reticuli star system. Their story exploded into the public consciousness. It was the first of its kind, a blueprint for every abduction story that followed. They were not fame seekers. They were an ordinary couple who endured years of ridicule and investigation. Their case was scrutinized, their sanity questioned, but their core story never wavered. So were Betty and Barney Hill telling the truth? They believed it until their dying days. Skeptics have other explanations: sleep paralysis, false memories, stress. But you can't explain away the 2 missing hours. You can't explain the stopped watches or the physical marks. Their story forces us to ask a terrifying question. On a dark, lonely road, when the rules of our world seem to bend and break, what is really possible? Somewhere in the vast silence of space, perhaps near Zeta Reticuli, the answer may be waiting. The truth is hidden in plain sight. Subscribe now and don't miss the next piece of the puzzle. We expose the stories they bury. Subscribe for more real accounts that challenge everything you think you know.